With the pandemic in 2020, we saw a lot of disruption. Digital transformation was just a major force in the industry. And now we're in the middle of another disruption with AI. And so the only constant is change, and it's much more so than it's ever been in my career. And when we are in a state of rapid change, the way to move forward quickly and to alleviate uncertainty is to communicate effectively. It really just comes down to that for me as the core trait in order to be able to adapt to change. And there's two basic parts to that. It's listening and communicating effectively. And when you have a framework to communicate with a broad group of stakeholders, your internal stakeholders within your organization and your partners, then you can plug into that framework and get the message out as change occurs. And one of the first conversations I like to have with a new partner is asking, why are you here? And to really take a moment to listen to that open-ended question. Why are you partnering with us? What's in it for you? And then ultimately I find out what's in it for them and what's in it for their organization. And then it's very important, never go to your partner and ask for something without considering what value do they get out of that. So, for example, if I want to go to market with a product launch with a professional services partner, my message to them is, hey, this product launch gives you 10x services opportunity. Would you like to develop a better together story and deliver a webinar? So that communication is really key. Listening and making sure you comprehend that and how you communicate to your partners. Also is important, going back to that framework that I mentioned, is having a cadence for how you communicate to your partners. Those partners that you have a stronger relationship with, the one to few relationships. We're working on a partner advisory council with our partners. We also have very customized communication formats that we deliver from marketing to our channel team to make sure that those high touch partners understand what's changing and what the value is. And then for our broader partner community, I've implemented a regular newsletter cadence, webinar, and then even we had a survey sent out so we can start to collect feedback. And make sure there's that 1- and 2-way communication framework that's in place so you can effectively adjust and bring your partner community in there with you. And I'll close with one final point. When you are new in a partner marketing role, building that foundation is key to being able to adapt quickly and bring other people on board with you. So take the time to explain what the value of partner marketing is to your stakeholders internally when you first join an organization. Sometimes you even need to give a very 101 definition, make sure that they understand the different partner types, where they plug in. And with that foundation, you can really accelerate progress with your stakeholders.
I agree 100% with what Anne-Marie said. There's what Matt described as, we kind of run our own business, right? As a partner marketer, it's not just the CMO, but the CEO. And it's really like you run the gamut, as you said, Anita. We are a Swiss Army knife, and there's so many aspects of hard skills and the soft skills that you need to use together in combination, because you're dealing with internal stakeholders that you have to educate, and then externally you're talking to partners and building that relationship. So I think when it comes to the hard skills, when you're sitting down with a partner, right, you really have to have that strategic thinking in a business mindset, like a business acumen, to understand what's really happening in your organization, the value that your organization brings, what is the partner's goals and strategies, and meshing that together. So it's really a strategic thinking so that you can be able to sit down and collaborative, cohesive plan with them, both from a strategy standpoint and then, what are the tactics and execution aspects. So it's really a broad range of hard skill combined with that soft skill. So I would say number one is probably that strategic thinking and being able to build a business marketing plan. And then secondly, because we do so much, it could quickly become a lot of tasks. So as a partner marketing person, you really have to be able to prioritize and really look at what are the things that are really going to impact what you do in the business and the priorities that you set, because you could end up running around doing many, many activities and not being able to produce the objective that you want to create. So really taking a step back every time, people ask you about doing this or number A, B, or C, that you really tie it back to that strategy. And then I think thirdly is really having an analytical mindset, right? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to think about how did this campaign or your tactics represent the business goals. So using a really data mindset to make sure that you round out your project with learning, what the measurements are, because at the end of even an event, someone's going to come to you and say, okay, the next thing, right? But you really have to close off and make sure that that measurement is in place so that at the end of the day, when you're talking to your internal stakeholders, you can name off what has transpired and what the goals achieved were.